Táàsì. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé bí a ṣe ń wọ 2026 ọdún tá a wọ̀ yìí, ìpayà wà ní ọkàn gbogbo ènìyàn pátá. Ìpayà gba ọkàn gbogbo ènìyàn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ táàsì yìí o. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣe rí fídíò tí ẹ̀ ń wò yìí, ẹ wò ó ti ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó pọ̀ tó ní agbára. Gbogbo àwọn tó bá wo fídíò yìí, ó máa relief wọn kúrò nínú pressure yẹn. Torí mo kí sísítà wa Boma Innovation fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú àlejò tí wọ́n gbé wá. Ẹ máa rí àlejò yẹn lẹ́ ń wò yẹn o. So máa fi fídíò yìí sílẹ̀ fún yín kẹ́ wá lọ gbọ́ nǹkan tí àlejò yẹn sọ nípa tax. Tí a bá gbọ́, tá a bá fa balẹ̀, tá a bá wo fídíò yìí, tá a gbọ́, ẹ máa rí pé ẹ waste àkókò yín tàbí data yín, torí pé gbogbo nǹkan pátá tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ tí ọkàn yín máa fi nísinmi lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tax dé tí mọ́lẹ̀ máa tàn sí òkùnkùn fún yín pátá lẹ máa rí nínú fídíò yìí. Torí náà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo rọ̀ wá, ẹ pé àwọn ènìyàn súnmọ́ tòsí láti jọ wò ó, tàbí kẹ́ bá mi share ẹ bá mi share, ẹ jẹ́ káwọn ènìyàn kó rí kí wọ́n lè jàǹfààní ẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé, yóò dára fún wa. Ó yá lókè lọ́run.
Ẹ ká sọ mú kí gbogbo wa pátápátá pé a kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Happy Sunday to every one of us. So like I said yesterday, I said you'll be coming up to talk about the tax. So already tax, láì jẹ́ kó sọ pé any reformation wà. So tax without any reform, without any adjustment, without anything, tax alone, ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé everybody máa ń, ó ní bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe, ó ní àtẹ̀yàn ń kọ sí, anywhere, even in countries where the tax are put to work. But in a country like ours, where there are so many questions, too many questions to be answered, so tabashe tí wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n reform tax, wọ́n gbé new tax policy jáde, so everybody wants to know, what does it hold for us? What is happening? And the whole thing, we even hear of the rift between the government and the house. So ṣé nígbà tí nǹkan bá kọ̀ sí rift láàrin àwọn tí a ní ó ń ṣòfin fún wa, àwọn tó ń ṣèlú, àwọn tó ń ṣe tó wà nídìí ẹ̀ gangan ti ń jà lé lórí pé nta kọ́kọ́ lẹ gbé jáde, nta gbé jáde kọ́ lẹ kọ́. So àwa táwa jẹ́ àwa ará ìlú, the citizens, how do we cope? How do we cope? So I've been able to speak with a friend. I'm expecting him to call in. So I just hope he's able to get his way here. Thank you, Hope Alive channel. Ẹ ká sọ ma àwọn ọmọ mi ń kọ́. So ọ̀rọ̀ táàkì náà ni ológbòde kan o. Ọ̀rọ̀ táàkì yìí lógbòde kan o. Tẹ́ bá ti wàásù Jésù tán, táàkì ló tẹ̀lé o. Táàkì là ń sọ ń sìn o. So we want to know what it holds for us. So we are expecting our guest, but then we can begin to put in our questions, because I'm a salary earner. Already I've been paying tax. So what's going to happen? Will I still be paying the same amount? Or will it reduce or increase? There's need for us to know. There is need for us to know. So nígbà tó bá dẹ̀ ní àwọn olówó ló affect. Ìyẹn àwọn tó ní companies, àwọn tó ní industries, àwọn tó ní factories, àwọn tó import nǹkan tá à ń rà wọlé. Tó bá ti jáwọn ní tax affect. Tẹ wá ní kí àwọn tí ò ní company. Tẹ ní kó má worry, wá bá mi get omi. Give me water. Okay, I have one here. Sorry. I'm sorry, brethren in the Lord. In fact, èmi pẹ̀lú kata, I don't fa wàhálà kan lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí, but I bless God, I'm getting over it. Happy Sunday, precious Jesus baby. Happy Sunday, Folashade Olaleye. Happy Sunday, thank you very much. So I'm expecting our guest to call in. Mr. Adeoye, please, if you're watching me now, so you just call. Ṣé mi gan mọ bó ṣe ń call in báyìí? Gbogbo nǹkan mọ̀kànnà kọ́yàn skill, mọ̀ yẹ kéèyàn náà kọ́ rẹ̀ láwọn kankan. So we can begin to, he should be able to call in. Okay, I think if we just call directly, I don't know, we should have, he should, So nígbà tẹ́ bá ní àwọn tó ní company àwọn tó ní industry ní tax affect ok ẹni tó ń kó bóyá kí la lè pè ẹni tó ń kó what products, and I want to be very careful the products I will mention. Okay, vegetable oil, ẹni tó import vegetable oil ẹni òun ni tax máa affect àwa tá à ń jẹ ẹni ká ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀ kò lè affect yín ṣé nìyẹn ò ní ṣírò ẹ̀ mọ́ owó kó tó di pé ó ta vegetable oil fún wa. Will products remain the price they have been? Shemo. So the trouble this tax policy is even given before the implementation is even enough. Wahala to báwo ni everybody keep asking, even people that ordinarily I expected should understand. So I just mo kàn rí pé everybody ló sọ pé báwo ni everybody is just inquisitive and want to know how it's going to operate. I'm waiting for our guest. I'm so sorry, we just talked before I started. So the problem, no accountability. What have they done with all our money from natural resources? Okay. So like I said yesterday, in a nation where the tax are put to work, we will have less headache. So with what Ugu Leaf says there, kì í ṣe pé owó tó fẹ́ yọ yẹn ló ń bà wá lẹ́rù bí ó ṣe pé àti wò pé tó bá ti yọ àyọgbé ni àyọgbé àlọ́lá máa rí àníràbọ̀. So and I think that summarizes our problem. That summarizes our apprehension and our situation presently. So not as if the nation is just collecting tax. Àti sọ tax before today. Àwọn bàbá wa san, àwọn bàbá wa gbogbo wọn ló sanwó orí, everybody paid. Wọ́n gba tẹni tó ń rìn nílẹ̀, wọ́n gba tẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìjọba, wọ́n gba tẹ everybody. So tax is not a new word. It's not okay. Our guest is here. You are going to call in. Hello, Mr. Adeoye.
Yes, ma. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Tax as a concept or as an ideology. Ẹ kò sọ fún wa nípa tax. Ká tó ṣe sọ pé okay, wọ́n gbé kúrò bí kan, wọ́n gbé lọ bí mi. Kí ni tax? What is it?
Generally, nílẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Yeah.
You
can speak English as
well. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, owó orí ni tax.
Okay.
It is important and compulsory for everybody. So even in Yorùbá, fi máa sọ pé dandan lówó orí nìyẹn. Tó wẹ́pọ̀ níbi àdéhùn omi Okay. So dandan lówó orí, and in every part of the world, that is very, very essential and important for government to provide amenities for àwọn tí wọ́n gbé ní ìlú yẹn. For example, we have never been having it too good about our tax regime in Nigeria, and thank God for the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm not his fan in any way. I'm not his fan, but for the fact that this one will let us know that it is highly essential for us to take our tax regime very seriously. So it's an ideology, it's a principle that we have to obey and allow to work. For example, we have so many people that are off the tax nets in Nigeria. Most of us run away from people who are supposed to be paying their tax. People who are supposed to be paying their tax. How we pay for necessary teach about what enforcement. Then I want to wọ́n máa bèrè tax lọ́wọ́ wọn máa embarrass wọn, especially àwọn tó máa ń gbé gidi náà. So that was why the Joint Revenue Board was created by the current tax hacks tí a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní implement láti 1st of January. So there are so many things that are hidden there, and ordinarily they are supposed to have jáde síta láti wá sọ fún wa pé báyìí ló ti yẹ ká rìn, báyìí ló ti yẹ ká rìn. So then I think we have so many things, so many regions outside there too. But my problem, the African man just keep the ideas in black and white. Nobody will read it. But can you pay one sensitization and orientation for us, something like awareness creation? I think we would have gotten it better. So the little idea tí èmi náà fẹ́ share pẹ̀lú àwọn followers tẹ̀lé mi, not that I'm a tax expert, but I also read about it, then I've been able to talk about it at some forum. Then I think that we will also benefit from what I'll be sharing from you this afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. So it is not a new thing. We have been doing it before. But then there had been poor orientation, no sensitization at all, and even the little orientation the government is trying to provide, people have not helped themselves to be abreast of information. So that is the synopsis of what Mr. Adeoye just told us. Now, this new policy, like was it Julius Caesar that said it, that a coward dies many times before his death? So it's like even before the new policy of the tax came up, some people are dying already. So when in fact, not even knowing whether it's going to affect them or not, but hearing the new policy that new tax policy, okay, so give me what change. We have been paying tax before now. I'm a salary earner. So and a column on my payslip, restart, start. Mi ò ń wo bẹ̀, iye tó wù kán yọ, mi ò ń wo, mi ò títí di sìn, mi ò lè sọ pé iye báyìí ni mo ń sọ pẹ̀lú level tí mo wà. So mo ti mọ̀ pé tí mo gbúdọ̀ fún ìjọba ni. So mi ò jẹ́ kí amount yẹn kó bọ́dà mi. Mo mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkan tí mo lè ṣe sí, wọ́n máa yọ even from the source. Now this new policy, kí ló wá yàtọ̀ nínú pé a ti ń gba tax bọ̀, àwa fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tuntun, ìyàtọ̀ wo náà mú wọ̀ bẹ̀?
Yes, let me first tell you about the poor orientation we have about our accounts in this part of the world. There have been some countries of the world I've been to. Àwọn èèyàn fúnra wọn ni wọ́n á lọ report fún ìjọba pé mo ra nǹkan báyìí ìrìnàjò tax yẹn. So I want to come and pay the tax. So it shows that there is high orientation about tax payment ní irú our country bẹ́ẹ̀. And for us, it's something we have been doing before, but torí pé orientation was so low about it. That's why we are running on about shouting a lover, shouting blue mother. Aṣíwájú has come to do this, Aṣíwájú has come to do that. Can you put orientation very high? We wouldn't have been shouting like this. For example, the current tax regime in January 1 or January 2, whatever dates that the federal government has taken. I think the bank started on January 1, they started removing federal government tax from the depositors on January 1. So kan wà tó yẹ ká máa san owó orí tí wọ́n yìí san kì í ṣe pé ó pọ̀ for example irú new tax regime tí a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ nísìn àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tax tí wọ́n ń san tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀ wà reduce so iye tí wọ́n á máa san sí fún àpẹẹrẹ ẹni tí annual income ẹ̀ bá jẹ́ 800,000 tó bá lọ less than 800,000 will not pay tax at all. And when you look at that, 800,000 divided by 12, I can repay àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní 70,000 per month minimum wage. So for those that are collecting that amount, then let us start from personal income tax. For our personal income tax, I will pay for can you graduate tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀ regressive tax ni and practice in Nigeria. Then if I can bribe my way, probably my salary, my income per annum is 50 million naira. So if I can bribe my way, I can just go there and pay them like 200,000. I said, you tax me, you put in per annum. Which personally me to have done that is me on what do I can say about the Latin log tax. So one calculation, instead of them to request for my bank account at the operational account company, they did not do that. They just said, hey, so they saw my size, they saw my car I brought there, they now said, so but this one is calculated by virtue of what comes in. Okay, let me continue with the civil servants.
Hello, Mr. Adeoye.
So 800,000.
Hello, Mr. Adeoye.
Yeah.
Ṣé hello kí ló ń pè ní Mike?
Mi lo Mike.
Kí ló fa echo yẹn?
I don't know. I had to reduce the volume here. I reduce the volume. I don't know maybe it affected my output.
Okay.
So affect your output. Volume here affect your output here.
Ka comment ni àwọn èèyàn sọ pé echo yẹn ti pọ̀ jù. Bóyá kẹ́ change sí ṣe máa change sí phone madam.
Wọ́n follow. Wọ́n ní kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ fóònù. Tí bá ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ sọ́sì yẹn kò báyìí náà.
Èmi wà òkè kò echo. Ṣé kò báyìí?
Sọ́sì yẹn kò báyìí. So that I increase it totally. But I don't know the question I want to increase the volume. The volume is almost on zero now.
Okay, Emma Solo. So you stopped that telling us that the tax is now calculated. You should tell it in your account. Say your command.
Okay, one boy, because your speaker is also loud. So one thing back sort of mute.
Okay.
Are we together now? It's no longer echoing here. Go echo man by you. But if you want to talk, you just increase the volume.
Mo mute no ni kò ṣe echo mo. So I continue
okay.
Then. Yeah.
Okay,
so
let me go ahead.
Now, I'm sorry, let me just cut in. I have a shop. I used to have a shop in town. So, shop here, tobacco ti lọ sí IGR office. wọ́n kàn máa bi wá pé kí lẹ̀ ń tà kíní kan ṣé gbọ́n tó ti mọ̀ pé owó náà fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. So in most cases people will just talk down on what they sell and we just pay some amount. Ṣé yẹn lẹ ń sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn?
nítorí ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ náà nìyẹn.
Ó yá ẹ continue bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, we are with you.
So torí pé kò sí record so people confuse it to be when I get there I approach them, but the modern method is they trace your account, they track your income, they track your expenses, then they know which one is coming in as taxable, then which one comes into your account that cannot be taxed. So we're going to talk about those things, some of the money that comes to your account that cannot be taxed, especially rent, gifts, what other thing. So let me start from this so that I won't do everything up. Let me start from the civil servants that formerly that you were paying as much as, let's assume that you were paying 25,000 naira monthly as tax. So with the current calculation now, you will just be paying between 15 and 18,000. So that's how reduced it has been. It pays the poor, it pays the civil servant. But those that were not already in the tax net before now, especially those that are rich, captain of industry and the likes, that will keep the names of their company, that will keep the name of their industry, that will keep whatever comes into the organization. So these are the kind of people that they are cashing. They want to cash, that they have been evading tax seriously. So for the salary earners, from your salary, let's assume that your annual salary is 5 million naira. From that 5 million naira, you deduct your house rent at the region of maybe 500,000. Then you deduct your health insurance subscription. Maybe that one can also go run as much as 100,000 naira per annum, or let's assume it's 500,000. That means 1 million naira is already out of that 5 million. Then you also look at maybe you have some mutual benefits that you are already running. Probably you do subscription, they remove the money directly from source every month. So probably that one will also run to around 500,000. If it's 60,000 naira per month times 12, then you get like a 500,000. Then which other one again? Probably you collected loan and you are repaying the loan back to the sources, to the original source. Then you also remove that. Probably we're talking about another 500,000 per annum. So now you know that from that your 5 million naira, that is your original income for the year. 2 million naira has left the 5 million naira. Now you are now left with 3 million. So it's the 3 million that will not be taxed. Are you getting me? So it's not the old net, it's the gross that will be taxed. And I think the accountant in your organization will have been educated about how this deduction are being made. So how this deduction, how this
now let me ask this, Mr. Adeoye.
Yes.
Now, you know our civil servants. You remember by I can explain instance. Okay. I belong to a cooperative. So where can mute me ban sọ̀rọ̀ torí ẹ kò yẹn. Now mo wà ní
I won't talk. I will listen to you.
Okay. Mo wà ní cooperative kan. So mo yá owó ní cooperative yẹn. Mo ń dá owó cooperative padà. Ṣé mo pé ìjọba ò mọ̀ sí? Now annual pay me 5 million naira. Tó bá ti gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó yọ kúrò tó kù 4 million. Nínú 4 million yẹn ìgbà tó wọ́n bá jọ̀wọ́ mi ni mo máa ń san lóhùn yẹn padà. So calculations wọn, I think it will still be on that 4 million. Tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n bá ti fẹ́ mi ní 4 million tó kù yẹn, àmì 4 million yẹn táwọn máa yọ tax lórí ẹ̀. Inú ẹ̀ lèmi náà ti ń plan láti padà san lórí payment mi. I understand this thing. So question me.
You have to, if you are running the cooperative out of your school, then you have to collect document from the cooperative society. Give it to your accountant in your school so that it will be documented. Anytime why the deduction, you will have a letter to that effect submitted by the recipient, by you, to the source where your money will be deducted. So as you buy every month to that particular cooperative society. Can you get me now?
Salary, see. I think each parastatal, accountant general, each parastatal, account section, each organ of
you have an accountant in your place of work.
Central accountant la ní Àkúrẹ́ náà dẹ̀ wà.
And then you have to collect letter from your cooperative society and send it to that Àkúrẹ́ office.
Okay, so the cooperative can even do that.
You collect letter yourself because it's your salary. You don't want to overpay tax to the government. just like you said when you were introducing the session, tó bá ti sanwó tó bá ti san extra owó fún ìjọba yìí dáwó padà fún yàn.
wọn sábà ń dá padà.
Ó difficult, in fact the process is very very difficult to eventually forgo it.
And tiring. But I'm just more consider possibility taking letters to the ministry. Irú àwọn táwọn ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ministry nsìn. So that means tẹ́mi bá gba lóun àmú lẹ́tà lọ, ẹni àmú lẹ́tà lọ, ẹni àmú lẹ́tà lọ.
You will have been processing the letter before the loan comes, before you get the loan. So that when your salary is paid,
Okay.
you have made a commitment to the cooperative society that you want to start paying immediately. So you get the letter and submit it so that they know that you are duty bound to pay some money to the cooperative society at the end of the month when your salary is paid to you.
Okay.
There are so many trial and errors in the course of this the teaching stage, the policy. We continue to see different reformations to one generate as a result of the problems that is going to occur from time to time. I know by the end of the first month, so many people will be shouting and be crying. So and they can hear announcing as at December 31st, 2025, she has 800,000 naira in her account. And by midday on 1st of January, what you remove for almost 80,000 naira from the 800,000. So the balance was now 720. And I saw the receipt, one called tax. So these are some of the things you hear when you need the question, review, make corrections, and until it becomes a very perfect system. So we've been seeing that kind of a thing as at now. So we can't rule out such instances when something like this is just starting. Then let me now move to company income tax. It is company income and not company net tax. So for those of you who got your company registered, it is very, very essential that you do the needful. Get your school certificate, then get to file on monthly basis to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, so that you be able, Joint Revenue Board now, so that you'll be able to know what comes into your account and know what is expected to be paid to the government. The idea is, if you have nothing to file, it's still filing. But you have something to file that you did not do it. So they see it as an opportunity for you to run away from paying tax. So you want a punishment policy to attract fines, huge fines at the end of the day. So they just wanted to make sure that everybody is captured in the tax net. For example, I have two companies. I've been filing for one. I did not file for the other one. So I'm looking at the possibility of just going to the bank on Monday and close the bank account of the other company, so that I will not be attracting penalties unnecessarily on company that I am not using to work. Am I communicating? And one of the things for this company is that Tia Bank by less than 50 million naira per annum, we are not entitled to pay tax. So you do a small business. For example, Boma Innovations. If you have that company registered, Toba Loshijataba for any cash, T co pass through account. If eventually they discover that you collected the money and you did not file for it, there's still some punishment attached to this too. So now they want your customers, your clients, to pay into that account so that they know the tax what is deductible from that account, what you are most likely as tax. So they want all the companies that are operating, that are registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, into
Okay.
Which automatically are when you pay
Mr. Adeoye.
Yes, ma'am.
I just finish a case study because I want to register company pẹ̀lú CAC pọ̀ gan sin. Now mo ti register company mi pẹ̀lú CAC. Iṣẹ́ alága ìjókòó sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ ni mo ń ṣe. So mi ò tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí charge mo ti charge 6 figures, but mi ò tí charge, let me see, let's say highest I've charged 800. Let's get to see highest me 800. Mo ti charge rí. Now wọ́n máa ná mi lówó lójú agbo. Tó bá ná mi lówó lójú agbo, màá kó owó mi cash. Ṣé ẹ rò pé màá fẹ́ kó lọ bank? Mi ò ní fẹ́ kó lọ bank. And owó iṣẹ́ tíṣẹ́ ò bá wọlé, kọ́nà má jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ ṣàìwọlé fún wa. Bóyá mo ti wá sọ kódà èyí tẹ́ fẹ́ sanwó fún mi, ẹ bá mi kówó mi sí cash. Níjọ́ tá a bá ríra, màá gbà, ẹ má jẹ́ kó gba bank. Ṣé pé èèyàn try láti boycott bank as much as possible. What do you think about that?
Yes, it's one of the escape routes.
Okay.
In fact, before now, me personally have been doing that. I will use my company to take the job. Then when I agree with the company that Emma Sawumi is no account organization no personal account communication will see. To all cash. Cash. All these are method of evading a tax. Yes, if you do it, if nobody catches you, no problem. But if you can source can way one account and
Mm.
are you getting me? A company is paying into another paying you for the service you render, or an individual is paying you for the service you render. So any other consider the payment for. So tó bá wà lọ trace ibi tí ó yẹ kó yẹ wọ̀ tí ò wọ̀ bẹ̀ wọ́n á query ẹ̀ tó pay wọ́n á sì query ẹ̀ tí ó yẹ kí àkáǹtì ẹ̀ wọ owó ẹ̀ tí owó ẹ̀ wọnú àkáǹtì ẹ̀ tí ò wọ́n wọ̀.
Now
So they told us so many new innovations that we think
are we
we
ready
pray
for
it
this?
works in this part of the world because Nigerians are very, very smart. Sebite minimum, so I prefer to tell my clients, don't pay into my companies, I can pay into my personal account.
Because
But to those companies now that will be paying, there's also penalty for them.
Are we advanced? Are we advanced enough to undo the clumsiness?
Yes, I want to share one population around that one. The population at times, I work with some white men, they do the SAE. Once away, in as much as I don't like Nigeria, the population of Nigeria, remember on Leru. Where, for example, if you go to a country like Ghana, that the population is around 40 million, that any little money you spend in that kind of a country, worry. But if I coming to Nigeria with more than 200 million population people, because you only visible. So our population is, I doubt if they took the population into consideration before coming into this, because it will get to a certain amount of time. Can watch the jump from the site jump, taking in shut down for maybe hours or even for days at times. So I doubt if they consider that, because by the time the population of Nigeria key really into this, it's going to cause a lot of problem for them. What they're looking for as money then may be problem that they may not be able to solve.
Please, Mr. Adeoye,
Yes, ma'am.
as we talk, please kindly read questions or comments. Like
I cannot attend to questions here.
You are not seeing comments?
Okay, you can see them now. I'm scrolling now.
So there's one here, then I think you have answered that. So is the calculation for the gross income?
Okay, I've seen that.
Who is doing that? How does it work? So definitely, just as Bawagoche will pay tax, so I work for they must be having certain headaches about making it work.
Yes, sure. That's why I said at a particular time in discussion you pay, they will continue to see errors, then they will continue to make amendments. For example, when the federal government wanted to start implementing payment through the central bank, when contractors work for any ministry any what is issue check do direct transfer to that contractor. But when they wanted to start, it was so well that started this particular one that I'm talking about. They moved all the platform of payment to the Central Bank of Nigeria. So the ministry will perfect all the papers of the contractors and send it to the CBN. When they felt the contractor has done the right thing, is the central bank that will now credit the contractor. Up till now, actually, the problem is to the American Shishani 2023. That's a complete issue. To yẹ kí wọ́n gba owó tí wọ́n credit wọn up till now. Then payment to contractors. Oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà ló gbà. So when you start, is when you write the report that you have started. That's when they will credit you for 40%. So when they now start processing that 40%, you will have moved to the next stage of that assignment. When you now write your progress report, automatically you are now 80% certain. Then they now process another 40%. It's when you now submit the final report of the project that they now give you the remaining 20%. So so many contractors. Some will finish their job, go and borrow money from the bank to implement some projects. Some people are still being held as much as 2023 budget assignment. To complete. Then bank there. LPO. It will be reading on daily basis. So there are some contractors who want to see. For example, there is one of my bosses. 100 million to implement projects. Till now, it is on one year. Then some of them have started dying because of high blood pressure and so on and so forth. So there's going to be some sort of a teaching problem. But one rectify as they move on. One rectify as they move on. So it will be tax, you know. I think they're going to. I see end of the month they say for us to know that if they are going to have, I know they're going to have lots of problems by January ending. So into our point, issue challenge about what try last rectify. They're moving to February. Why would we complain after January ending? What to reduce? But about today February ending.
Nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn rí ni pé nǹkan tẹ́mi rí ni pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ dàbí ọkọ ìyàwó tó fowó oúnjẹ sílẹ̀ ó fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ lówó pé ṣé oúnjẹ o jẹ́ kó oúnjẹ yẹn dùn ó dẹ̀ jáde lọ bóyá o drop owó tó mọ̀ pé ó yẹ kó ka irú ẹja báyìí irú ẹran báyìí ó dé ó gbé ẹja ṣáwá orí ṣáwá àti oúnjẹ tí ò ní túmọ̀ sórí tébù fún ẹ ó dẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ pé nǹkan tí wọ́n lọ́jà nǹkan tó dẹ̀ gbé síwájú ẹ kò justify owó tó fún initially because already we have been paying tax and we do not have any development that commensurates the tax we have been paying. So I like Ugu Leaf said the other time, accountability would be a only problem, and I don't see reason why they should not deal with that one first. Recently, one down Dadubomi, one Titiwa. If you come down to Fagun from end to end, what she did, it was a quick walk and a very nice one. So I was telling a friend, Moni, as citizens of Nigeria, right? But things we need, but owó tó mismanage sí nǹkan tó fún wa ó kéré. I am telling you sir, tí ìjọba lẹ́ni ká ní omi regularly ká ní iná regularly kí ọ̀nà wa dẹ̀ da education wa kàn dá sí kí salary wa okay kí yẹn kàn máa lọ steady ẹ wo owó tó kù kàn máa kó jẹ nobody will ask them. But then there's nothing to show for even the ones they have been collecting, the ones they have been collecting before now. And now you are saying there will definitely be teething problem before they'll get to adjust. And do you know how many millions of naira that people will lose? Do you know how many companies that run bankrupt while they are trying to stamp their feet on the ground? I don't see this as forward moving. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sincerely, you have raised an issue, and the issue is of concern to every Nigerian when it comes to enjoying the dividend of democracy. So we are not having the best of infrastructure. I want to Yeki ordinarily the man on the street that will stay in the sun for hours to vote for an individual to rule them. Then at the end of the day, the what comes into the coffers of the states, the local government, the state, or the federal government, then they mismanage it. At the end of the day, we discover that we are almost living in penury, and it doesn't speak well. So if, according to what you have just shared, if we cannot see what would justify the intention of paying more tax, then I don't think this is the right time for us to start paying it. Our school of thought cannot believe really when you look at the tax policy in Nigeria compared to other African countries. We don't have a tax. Our tax for example, the company tax. There are some parts of Africa that they pay as much as 25. The highest we are paying in Nigeria is 15.5 or 16.5%. So okay. But when we look at that, yes, okay, but what progress have they made with the money that they have been seeing all this while? So that's a concern, a serious concern, because poor people, one governor or one legislator will end up pocketing the money to augment whatever the family is using. So so then another concern now to see the workability of the tax regime. One member of the National Assembly raised in December before they went on recess. We want to tamper in Senate at the House of Rep will approve. So this calls for the whole process to be cancelled. So at the end of the day, when they resume back to their assignments in the middle of January, it may call for them to cancel it. I think they are resuming on the 12th of January, because what if for last time if there's a difference between the one that was approved by the National Assembly, you see the National Assembly, the President presented this, the National Assembly read through it and made some rectifications, and they signed and sent to President for approval. The President also appended the signature, but by the time it was gazetted by the Federal Ministry of Information, one report wanted doctor or the National Assembly present. So that is enough to cancel it. So we're still going to be looking at it till the middle of January. But fear me party I learned that the presidency gave each senator $50,000 and each House of Rep member $20,000 as their Christmas package. January. But if they are really concerned about the welfare of the average Nigerian, it's an issue to be debated. Immediately they resume back to their different plenary sessions. So National Assembly approve, because once they sign into this, it automatically becomes a law in Nigeria. And they have signed it, the president has also signed it, but when it is now being gazetted, that was the language they used. Some things have been added to it, while some things have been removed from it. So it's enough for them to condemn it and stop it. But just like I've said earlier, it's a bit difficult. They are not living for us, they are not ruling for us, they are not there for us, they are there for themselves and their families.
Oh, it is quite disheartening. Emma try Latika comment. It is quite disheartening and in fact, now, France only France in France no first shaking last so can we talk about that?
I may not know much about that, but I know that from what the president has been borrowing since he came on board, since he became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he began a so automatically, probably the contract for that tax collection, either be motorized or electronics appliance or whatever application that they're going to be using, is going to be designed by the French people. So probably they are the one that have been mandated to manage the funds. We don't know yet. Actually, everything about the project is shrouded in controversy for now because we did not know. But what we have known is what we have been telling people, that Ope Mekunu ju àwọn olówó lọ. And then when we're looking at the other side of it now, tomato tax àwọn olówó ju, it may lead to unemployment because they will also sack some of their staff.
I'm about saying that olówó náà dẹ̀ máa increase nǹkan tó ń tà. Nǹkan tó lówó report olówó náà máa increase. So ṣe mọ̀ nígbà míì tí bá jókòó títí màá ní ṣe mọ̀ àwa Nigerians dẹ̀ rèé kò sí bí nǹkan ṣe le tó a máa ṣàárẹ̀ rìn a máa ṣàwàdà gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ kó ká wa lára a kàn máa mú yẹpẹrẹ àwọn gan ti mọ̀ wá wọ́n ti so understand wa pé I don't know that we are too frivolous and flimsy. Now àwọn
That's why they said we are the liveliest people on the planet.
Hey, abeg gbọ́ liveliest lérí tó ti fẹ́. So ibi tí mo ti ń lọ, you know, some people will just crack the joke that tọ́ bá ṣáà ti ta Nàìjíríà kan pé owó kọ́kọ́ wọ́n á gbé ṣé wọ́n tí ì tà wá ṣá.
We wish we have not been sold. I wish we have not been sold. But the volume of money that has been borrowed by the Buhari administration and the current President Tinubu's administration is enough to sell the country.
Hey, they keep borrowing. Why it won't increase allocation states?
Actually, it was a promise made to them that what was the language they used for this whatever? The petroleum subsidy. Once it is removed, subsidy here will not be allocated to the states. And when you look at the subsidy, state governments in Bowo, when you look at the subsidy of 15, okay, the composition of the sharing formula of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the federal government gets 52.7% of every income. The state government gets 28.something%. Then the local government gets 18.something%. So by the time you still look at it, Torafe discredit our governors in Bowo. Before Tinubu became the president, the bag of cement was less than 5,000 naira. And since he became the president and the subsidy is gone, all of a sudden the bag of cement goes for 10,500. I don't know if it's more than that now. So there is nothing that anybody will say that I remember I bought my last car in March 2023. I bought it for 3.5 million. The same car, Nigeria market today, goes for 15 million. So that means when increase, what's the purchasing power of that money that has been increased? So what 3 billion naira was doing then for some states? To get allocation money. I want to say it 15 billion as monthly allocation, 3 billion. The naira is so bad.
Tabako pull our governors gone gbogbo ẹ lórí irọ́ ni.
But on Apple, then since the federal government that collects 53 point, almost 53% of the general income. What are they doing? Because not to that, see, go to any state across Nigeria, look at their federal roads. It's more or less like death traps.
Okay. Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. So from the discussion so far, even the federal government and the House, they have not come to marry opinions as per adjustments tí wọ́n ṣe àwọn changes tí wọ́n náà ṣe.
Okay, the adjustment in Ashio, one mutilate any.
God bless you. I was trying to get the right word. So they have not come to marry their whatever. They have not come to a common ground as touching the mutilations that came up. Fine. The House will resume January 12. Toba resume. We don't know what may come up. So this tax issue, the conclusion of it, no matter how long we flog it, the conclusion is that àwọn gan wọn tí mọ ibi tá à ń lọ nǹkan tó ṣàmù ni pé wọ́n wọ́nà tó wọ́n fi máa pọ̀ sí so wọ́n ṣàpọ̀ kó wọ́n wọlé ní nǹkan tí wọ́n wá so and I think we should all cross our fingers and put our ears on the ground to hear more, but then we should just from my own end you are going to advise us as well from your own end, but èmi kàn wò pé téèyàn bá ro àwọn kinní wọ̀nyí jù ó lọ́nà tó fi lè destabilize èèyàn àwọn ọmọ wọ universities ẹni tó fẹ́ fọmọ sí private university gbogbo here and there and coming up with this again kò dẹ̀ sámẹ́nìtì látàárọ̀ sí báyìí iná wa ò ṣẹ́jú 1 minute as in kò tàn kò blink a minute. It was good some time ago ó dẹ̀ tún yá gbogbo ẹ̀ tún dàrú so I don't know.
àwa tí a ṣe à ń lo iná 18, 20, 22 hours lóṣooṣù it's so bad now that hardly to know half 8 hours. Yoruba is the best line in Odomo. It's very, very difficult now for us to have light for 12 hours.
Òṣogbo tó dẹ̀ ní tó bá dẹ̀ ti ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bí Òṣogbo yẹn náà fi ń tu àwa lójú pé ẹ má wọrí tó bá ti lọ Òṣogbo wọn múná wá wọn lọ múná wá láti Òṣogbo yẹn ni òde níná báyìí àfàìmọ̀ kó má jẹ́ kó ti ta orílẹ̀-èdè sincerely so àfàìmọ̀ because I don't even think our dear president I don't think he knows the way forward. So and àwọn tó máa ń pariwo pé kápín èmi tẹ́lẹ̀ mo máa ń wò pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà but téèyàn tá a bá fẹ́ sòótọ́ fúnra wa a rí pé it's not been so easy pulling things together. It's not been easy. So either they go back to true federalism as we all have been clamoring, or then I don't know.
Yes, they know the leaders know what is good for us, but they will never discuss it. They will never talk along that line at all. They want to pay what comes to us. And on the question of whether Nigeria will travel Nigeria or not, that the people have to travel all the 36 states in Nigeria. It's very, very difficult for anything to break Nigeria. It's very, very difficult. Afi Tolomba ni pe asiko to. I was in Katsina for 1 week. So after eating some junks, I was not asking them where can I get some Yoruba food. So akara ati eko. So which reasonably was better than me eating two and some other stuffs. So when I engaged in Mama said she has been in Katsina since 1967. She got married in Katsina. All the children grew up in Katsina. She's from Ugbomoso. She said she has never traveled to Ugbomoso before in her life after living at the age of 16. So where will that one go to as home? We have seen some Igbo guys that have all their children in Yoruba land, and they've been living in Yoruba land. They have estates in Yoruba land. So where will they move to? The same thing I've seen some Yoruba guys in Enugu. They said they have never traveled to the southwest before. So where will they travel to? The question is, once we get it right, choosing our leaders by ourselves. Did you know the problem we inherit having people who are more than 70 years as our president? Our 70 on health now. We knew how much we spent on Buhari. We knew how much we are currently spending on Tinubu. So when we tell them that let's look for someone younger, we have people who are 50 and 60. They can still think right than people who are 70 and above. Our problem leadership barawa. So we'll continue to talk about leadership problem. The number one problem of Nigeria is followership problem. For someone that is putting every one of us in hardship now, getting your mandate second term. May the Lord bless Nigeria.
Yorùbá ní ọkọ̀sọ tí Yorùbá bá sọ̀rọ̀ débì kan wá ní ọkọ̀sọ because anyway ní ti onísecession yẹn I don't really buy to secession I love us together in our diversities. But then seceding does not mean we have to pack and go to me movement now.
Yeah.
Me
You
movement.
mentioned the true federalism.
Secession me movement. So Mama can remain in Katsina. Mama can remain in Katsina, but she would know the citizen of which nation she belongs, because gbogbo ẹ̀kan ti ó dàbí kan tó wá padà wá dojú ẹ̀rú ju bó ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. Ọlọ́run nìkan ló gbé oníkálukú. It is just God's grace, because the more you see, the more you look, the less you see.
The less you see.
The less you see all over country. As you're trying to understand the problem, the more confused and the more questions you will have in your head. So please, what advice can you give to our people? At least we have had their attention for a while. So what's advice? Because it is well. It is well.
Thank you very much. On the last note, I think I will tell us that whatever they said that we should do, please let's do it. I love this idea of everybody being captured to pay tax. But Kenan Fishe is question for another day. If we take the time to know that what befits us as a country is for us to have our infrastructure in place, so and it helps us. We'll be proud when we have good things. In fact, we reviewed something recently and we said monument in Nigeria and that you hardly see the politicians doing anything that we call something of pride. So one sort of Third Mainland Bridge, Babangida Loshe, one sort of Kata Bridge, Gowan Loshe, one sort of National Theatre, Obasanjo Loshe, and so on and so forth. So, and for those of us that said that Adura, yes, Adura, then two, God will not do what human being can do. The only thing God will do is what human being cannot do. So if we are supposed to pray, and if we are supposed to vote, collect our voters card, to vote when we're supposed to vote. When we are supposed to go out and choose our leaders, God will not choose a leader for us. It's we that will choose our leaders. Nigeria shall be good by the grace of God.
Thank you very much. Please, my darling family members there on Boma Innovations, can we please appreciate our guest, Mr. Daria Adeoye? Oh, sorry, I did not even introduce you properly. Mr. Daria Adeoye is the CEO of Vault Consult. CEO of Vault Consult, and he is a facilitator, a renowned facilitator. He has gone in and outside Nigeria to give orientation to people on issues, policies that has to do with the government, and even on some other grounds, entrepreneur, and just talk of it. So he's very, very knowledgeable in diverse areas, and he can be contacted. So Mr. Dari, can you leave your number here, please? Can you leave your number here? So he gives lectures in churches. So I even think our churches should bring people up now and talk to members. They should bring people up, and like we have done here now. So church platforms, schools, different places, we can come together. And are they counting votes in Nigeria? Oh, Lagbara.
Yes,
Lagbara. So thank you very much, Mr. Adari Adeoye. Oh, good one. Thank you. So we have his number there. So he's the CEO of Votes Consult. Ugu leaves. Hey, it's been a while. I did see your New Year complimentary though. You did not greet me. I did not say it. So thank you very much, Samuel Abiola, Adetola Ogundiran, Folashade Olaleye, Adetola Ogundiran. Yes, okay. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, gbogbo ọ̀nà tó wù kán gbé gbà, ara ò ní ní èmi àti yín. Àti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pọ̀ ọmọ ara wa jẹ báyìí. Àti ìsìn ọmọ jẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n because that's why I love the Bible. I love the Bible. So many things in the Bible tó jẹ́ pé èèyàn lè take clue from. Téèyàn dẹ̀ fi ọkàn balẹ̀. Àwọn ará Samaria wọ́n ti ń pọ̀ ọmọ ara wọn jẹ. Wọ́n ti ń dín ọmọ ara wọn ní ata. Uncle Gulis, ó yá yín. Ó yá yín. Happy New Year ní on the 4. So wọ́n ti ń pọ̀ ọmọ ara wọn jẹ ní Samaria. But eventually, Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ yọ sí wọn. So then that's an instance. Ọlọ́run yọ sí gbogbo ìlú yẹn. Then there are instances where God will just separate a people. He will separate a people like he separated the land of Goshen from the entire land of Egypt. So all the troubles that was facing Egypt, the Egyptians, and what one Goshen, they did not have an experience of that. So if you strongly believe in God, He can exclude you. But you are going to be under another umbrella ọlọ́run á shield yẹ tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé nǹkan ò ní dojúrú fún yàn. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ bàbá wa ẹ̀yin daddies wa ẹ má rojú o ẹ má lọ jókòó kẹ́ má ro ẹ̀yin nìkan kọ́ ló fẹ́ yọ tax yín. So nobody should take it personal now. ẹ gbọ́ tán láwọn kan kú lérí ọ̀rọ̀ loans tí wọ́n lọ gbà ní ẹ̀kan yẹn. So nobody should take it personal. Then you should not see it as if pé ọ̀run yabọ̀ orí yín nìkan ló fẹ́ yà sí. This is a general problem that everybody is concerned about and God will definitely do something about it. Security la ṣe ń bá tá a gbé sẹ́nu àrùn àti ìgbèmí òun ni ti tax yìí tún yọjú. So àdúrà mi ni pé àtẹ̀yìn àtẹ̀mí ara ò ní ni wá bí Ọlọ́run ṣe carve out àwọn Israelites ní ilẹ̀ Góṣẹ́nì. I am so attended to kò wá bí pé bóyá the hospital lọ sí hospital gbogbo precision in your directions. I think those are divine hands of God that we can enjoy totally enjoy. So Ọlọ́run wa ẹ jẹ́ ká mú owó wa ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe àjọ free savings síbì kan ṣe kinní kan ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ bá a ṣe máa ṣe. I had a dream and I'm going to share it with all my followers. Torí mo mọ̀ pé mi nìkan kọ́ ni àlàyé bá wí. I had a dream and I'm going to share it. So lágbára Ọlọ́run ní dààmú. I love you all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So can we say a goodbye now? When I have a goodbye, I take my leave. Thank you. Uncle Gulis ẹ ṣe kí mi ní on the 4 mo pàtẹ́wọ́ fún yín ẹ ṣe happy new year ní on the 4 So let me just say a goodbye then we call it a day. Let me say a goodbye then we call it a day. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kí mi fún ti malaria yìí ẹ ṣé o ẹ̀rí malaria blisters mi ò ń sick so to say mi ò ń sùn sílẹ̀ àyè àti sùn sílẹ̀ ò kì í yọ but ẹ̀kan tó bá fẹ́ gbá gidi wá báyìí èmi náà dẹ̀ dìde tán fún ni ìwọ àti tani I won't sleep. So please let me have a goodbye. I don't want to work out on the noble fans that I have here. I don't want to work out on you. So I'm here to say my goodbye. So let me say goodbye. We bless God. Mr. Dare Show. Oh yeah, somebody should give me a goodbye. A goodbye. Mr. Kayode Lujoba. God bless you, Mr. Kayode. Ekumura program yìí tó ń bọ̀ ní February 22. Yes, Ekumura program yìí. Thank you, Mr. Ugu has given us the long waited for goodbye, and also Auntie Folashade Olaleye. Ibi tó wù kán gbọ́rọ̀ Nàìjíríà gbà ara ò ní ní èmi àti yín. Ó dàbọ̀.